So just to get started, let's actually ask ChatGPT what it thinks it is. So let's just create this little query here and see what exactly it is, because ChatGPT is something that originates from the coding world. So maybe we could even ask it like if it knows how to implement itself. That'd be a pretty interesting to ask. But yeah, as it says, we see that ChatGPT is telling us that it's a language model developed by OpenAI. It was trained on a large data set of text to generate human-like responses to a wide range of questions and prompts. So yeah, it's giving us this very conversational flow, and we can ask it, just because we're curious, do you know how one would go about implementing, let's see that, would require expertise in natural language processing. This is another field in the realm of computer science. There are many strategies and techniques to go about doing that, but yeah, and honestly, another really useful resource about ChatGPT is that it's really helpful to help you learn stuff, right? So you can ask it like, oh, how do I go about learning about X or Y? And it's going to give you sort of step-by-step detailed explanations on how you could get that done. So yeah, this process is being described right now, collects a large data set of text data, and that's basically, in the case of ChatGPT, lots of internet data. And then it's pre-processed. This is just like a machine learning technique that allows this stuff to be processed, and then it's trained, fine-tuned, and deployed. And yeah, so we can see that it is able to report how one would go about implementing something just like itself, which is really cool, but this kind of goes way beyond the scope of this course. And if you're interested in those kind of things, there's lots of actually good resources. So, I mean, we could even ask it, what are some ways I can learn about the theory behind the natural language processing and machine learning necessary to implement this? And this is an interesting footnote here that it's a complex and time-consuming process. So yeah, this is a really big project. So it's probably worth noting that one person probably couldn't go out and just make this if they felt like it. But yeah, this is a pretty generic response, just online courses and books. But yeah, in this course, we're definitely going to be talking about ways that even intro-level coders can kind of get into this and use ChatGPT to your advantage, whether that be learning how to code, learning how to program, or if you're an existing coder or software engineer, how ChatGPT can kind of augment your learning and even help you create documentation for your code. Sometimes it's the case where we end up writing really complex systems and maybe we don't even understand them. So it could be useful for this model, which is trained on code as well. It can actually generate code, as we'll see in a future course. It could even generate documentation for pieces of code that we may not even understand if it's really complex as code gets. So yeah, I look forward to seeing you in the next videos where we're going to further explore the uses of ChatGPT in algorithms, debugging, documentation.